What is going on, beautiful world? I am here to talk to y'all about Bad Boys Dominican Republic reunion part 2 and 3. I'm gonna talk a little bit about 2, but it's really about 3. I have to say, I love Ant, I love Shotty, and I love John. Y'all love to hate John, but John is I and I is John. That whole he thinking in my eye, he thinking in my eye. That would have been me the first fight. What you talking about? John was hitting people with chains. John was slamming people to the ground. And then I see like the comments and stuff. They like, oh, why don't John square up? Fuck all that. No, I just want to hurt somebody. What you mean? Like I'm not about to square up. Nah, I just want to hurt you. I just want to hurt you. And that shit was that shit was hilarious. It's like, my eye, my eye. He trying to dig out my eye. That would have been me. This is what I talk about. This is what I talk about. This is why I don't bother nobody. I leave people alone. Because me, both hands would have been like, ga, 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 ga. That was some Kill Bill type shit. Anyways, y'all want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Jada ends up going to the hospital because John slammed on him. It's like John's a big dude. Like John's big and thick. So I can imagine if he really tried to put he did force his weight onto you to slam you on the ground, that hit on the ground would make you unconscious and make you a little bit delirious. And that's what happened to Jada. Y'all mad that John is slamming bitches, but it is what it is. Like that's, I mean, if when you're fighting, you're fighting. There's no rules to fighting. Everybody says all the time, there's no rules to fighting. Like if I'm fighting you, I get you down on the ground. I'm getting you down on the ground. That's John's way. I'm getting you down on the ground and I'm punching your Adam's apple and digging in your eyes with both hands. Not just one, John. Both. You're not seeing after me. Nah, you're just not. You're just not. You're just not. Grab, boom on the ground, dig out. That's how it goes. That's how it's supposed to go anyway. Anyway, he hurt in Sace and he hurt in Jada. And to be quite honest, I don't feel no sort of way about John having his headgear on. It's smart. It's smart. You see everybody's face? You know what I mean? Like that makes no sense. Why are you going to a reunion to fight and you don't have headgear on? But Pootie came on with headgear, but it got taken off. And he ended up re-injuring his neck. But Pootie comes on with headgear and don't fight the rest of the reunion. But maybe people cool with that. Maybe Pootie gets a pass because he has the injury and he re-injured. He opened his neck like Rolly opening up her arms again. Okay, but he don't fight the whole way through. But he had headgear, don't fight the whole way through. Then again, people might be like, oh, he had the headgear because of his injury. I don't give a I have headgear because I want headgear on. I don't want to leave no black eye. I don't want to leave no marks, no nothing. Even though John's lips still got busted, because that one, I think of who hit him. Adonis hit him one good in between the pad and got him. But I don't care. I'm wearing my headgear. It just makes sense. But whatever. Out of all 3 reunions, I don't care about John fighting Sace and like bam, 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 bam. That's how John fight. We know that's how John fight. I don't care. Like Sace is not whooping John, and it is what it is. But Sace still won it with John. If I was Sace, I would have left a long time ago. The boy is not taking off his headgear. Why you still want to fight? Out of all 3 parts, the reunion started for me. I needed the rematch of all rematches with Shotty, and Pootie and Landon. That ate down. Cause Ant can tussle with you. He just be having to fight these big dudes like Island Boy and Jada, like these big dudes. But Ant and Landon the same height, same kind of body structure. I'm sorry, but that was a fight. I liked watching that fight. That was a battle, okay? Because Landon was trying to get Ant, was trying to clip Ant. Ant wasn't going for it. Ended up clipping Landon. Then he failed and they was going. I just wanted security to move. out the way. And Shawty going after Pootie, Shawty is the reason why Pootie's neck got re-injured. At least that's what it looked like. And I'm like, this was the bad. Y'all could have just did all three reunions, just these four dudes. That's it. I didn't need to see. No, I wanted to see. I wanted to see Banger. I wanted to see Banger. Banger is the show. Banger is the show for real, for real, for real. Banger is the show. And Most City woke it up too. Like Most City woke it up too. That fine ass. Most City woke it up too. And Pootie talk about his whole pink and blown out. Listen, y'all saying all that from behind the couch. This reunion was good. I have to say this is probably the best reunion of all of the reunions. And that one where Tasiki went in a rampage because she slept Dolly. And she was in the back screaming and shit. I think that was a good reunion too. That was a good reunion too. But this Bad Boys reunion was this shit was good. Episode part 1 to 3, this shit was good. I thought it was dope that Lynx got in there too. Lynx got in there too with Landon. That was hot. That was a hot fight. Like I wanted because remember Lynx got handled by Landon on the show. So Lynx got his lip back. I think Lynx got his lip back and Pootie got his lip back. Because both Landon and Pootie were like injured. So it really wasn't giving that for real, for real. And I don't know how Pootie is gonna get through with that because that stuff started bleeding. I was like, oh man, that sucks for him. Natalie is screaming, we done, we done. Shawty like, no, we not done. No, we not done. It ain't over. I said, yes, come on, Shawty. Shawty cute. But he got a boyfriend. And I do too. But, damn, like, Shawty. Mm. Lynx want to fight. Pootie says, no, we can't. You know my condition. We can't. Okay, come on, injured reserve. I guess Shawty fights Landon. Landon kind of gave it to Shawty a little bit, and Shawty starts, bleeding or whatever. And then Landon's like, you leaking. Shawty like, I don't care. Shorty in there. Shawty, he ready to go. He ready to go in there again. And I'm like, this is what I like. I like this. I like this. Like, this is how Shawty is that dude. I like Shawty. I'm glad Shawty's back for another season because he really was that dude this particular season. John ends up fighting Island Boy. John is fighting everybody, with headgear or not. You can't be mad. He fought Sace. He fought Jada. He fought Island Boy. He fought Adonis. He's fighting everybody. He fought everybody in the house too. He kept fighting Sace because Sace kept aggravating him. Sace would not leave the boy alone. So it is what it is. But he drops Island Boy because that's his style. He tackles you in. I would just have a pen in my hand. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't be my It just wouldn't be my fist. Lynx is throwing up in the back. I don't know if they was drinking. I don't know what was going on. Maybe it's the extra heat and the exertion and the carrying on that's going on mixed with the liquor. Maybe I don't know. But he's throwing up in the back. I'm so glad they did not throw the show up. Throw up. I just didn't want to see that. But I'm like, there's a lot going on. There's so much going on. Shout out to the camera crew. Shout out to the camera crew from the front to the back and everywhere in between. Outside, there was camera crew. Like, camera crew was all over the place this particular reunion. Shout out to them. Shout out to the camera crew. Shout out to the editing as well. Then we get a moment where Shawty is like, how dirty does the D get? How dirty does the D get? How dirty does, mocking Island Boy because Island Boy just got dropped. Then Island Boy decides to leave out. John gets all upset. He runs after Island Boy. He's like, no, tell him to come back out. It was only one fight. Tell him to come back out. Tell him to come back out. Tell him to come back out. I don't know why John is the only one with headgear. Where did Pootie get his? Everybody needed to have headgear. If that was the case, Pootie got haircut, John got headgear. It should have been what it was. Lynx ends up going after Adonis. And I don't know where this came from, but it came from. And this was the weirdest, well, not weirdest, the stupidest, I don't know. I understand why he lost the boxing match. The big dude that fought the other big dude. Big dude 1 and big dude 2. Big dude 2 had a Red Bull in his hand trying to stop the fight. That's the reason why he lost the boxing match. He worried about the wrong thing. He worried about the wrong thing. Now, Banger does something that Wesley would probably do too. I just will have a chair in my hand. But Banger walks up to Czechoslovakia and say, "Hey, what up? How you doing?" Bang with an uppercut. The uppercut kind of slightly missed, but it caught Czechoslovakia off guard. But then his reflex came back and he socked Banger one good one, like socked him one good one. And then Banger was like, bang, 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 bang. See, the thing with Landon and the reason why Landon don't want to fight Banger, like head up for real, like head up for real. I think Banger is the same height as Landon. It's just Banger just muscled out like a muff. Banger is like a short ass Mo City. Like a short ass, yeah, Mo City. And I think that's why Landon and Pootie don't want to mess with him on a one-on-one for real. Because all reunion long, they came out fighting Shotty and Ant, but when Banger came on stage, they didn't touch Banger at all until backstage when Homeboy threw a chair over the thing. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. I think that would be the definition of duck and wreck, right? Would it not be? Y'all tell me how y'all feel. Because y'all love Landon and I love Pootie. It is what it is. I love him too, but that would be the definition of what that is. Pootie, I understand more so than Landon, but both of them got injuries. But y'all came out and fought Shotty and Ant. What's y'all duck Mo City and y'all duck Banger. On stage anyway. That's crazy. Then out of nowhere, back gets a backbone and he stands up and goes after Banger. Immediately, all this security come out, and I'm like, how the hell he talking shiz naive? He on Bad Boys, and he not allowed to fight. Say what? Why is he on Bad Boys talking? It don't make no sense to me. And then back, I'm talking about, I ain't gotta shut up shit. I ain't gotta shut up shit. Then back take his shirt off. I'm like, let this man fight. Let back fight. Back deserves to fight. Back is on Bad Boys. Back needs to fight. Let him fight. If he get knocked out because he can't really fight, not your problem. Let Back fight. I wanted Back to fight, and I wanted Back to fight Banger. I wanted Banger to smash his. I wanted Banger to straighten out his back. That's what I wanted them to do. But they won't let him fight. Mo City comes out. He says everybody taking fades was corny. He said his season, everybody didn't take no fade for nobody. There was, it must have there was some sneaking going on, but everything was like straight up and okay. I'm like, cool, Mo City, that's great. I'm glad you feel that way about your season. They only brought you out for 2 episodes. You mad? They should have brought you on this next season. For real, because there's a lot of big dudes on the next season. That's what they should have brought you. But, most of you feel like the straight dudes just got laid out. It wasn't really doing nothing. In my mind, he talking about Czechoslovakia, John, and Cozy. John ain't say nothing because, I guess him and Mostly. But John was fighting all the way through. So I think he mostly talking about Czechoslovakia and Cozy. But, yeah, I mean, mostly only had one fight this season. Yeah. But Mo City got a point. Lobes ended up standing up to fight, Mo City. And I'm like, Lobes, sit down. You already embarrassed yourself on the show. It came out that you embarrassed yourself in the DMs. Sit down. What are we doing here, Lobes? What are we doing here, Lobes? Leave Mo City alone. You ain't going him. And, he wasn't. He got a couple of hits to the chest. And, he was like, respectfully, I'm done. Yeah, respectfully, sit down, Lobes. Sit down. John ends up fighting Adonis. The mask ends up coming off. Island Boy tries to sneak Adonis. Mo presses Landon. Pootie said, he ain't fighting you. He ain't fighting you. There's another duck and wreck moment. Just another duck and wreck moment. Because later on in the reunion, Landon and Pootie start popping shit because all the security is out there. And Mo can't get to them. Ducking wreck moment. But okay. It is what it is. Natalie is like, Landon, fight Banger because you ducked it. Paris ends up fighting Banger. Natalie calls Landon out to fight Banger, and Landon does not fight Banger. Natalie basically pleaded to fight Banger. Landon does not fight Banger. Paris ends up squalling with Banger. They just dancing. They just doing all this. They just dancing. Banger is shorter than Paris. So Banger going in with them strong hits to like the neck, but he can't reach. I just wish that Banger would have jumped up and You know what I'm saying? Because Banger know what Banger got that. He got the motion to do it, but he just too short. So it didn't lead to much of anything at all. Landon basically doesn't want to fight, and he shows his hand that his hand is up. Everybody like, oh, okay, they two injured dudes. All right, cool. John fights Adonis, and it was the funniest thing ever because Adonis started screaming, talking about he poking out my eye. And I'm like, that would have been me. But both eyes would have been poked. Both eyes would have been poked and dug out. Like in, out. In, out. Grab them a slim, bang. I would have punched the neck a little bit and then boom, out. Before security comes scoop me up, they grabbing me, they pulling me back. I'm out. Just done. Just done. Just finished. Finito. You can't fight me no more because you can't see. That's me. You know what I mean? So John is I and I is John. That's it. Once I fight you, we fight forever. Yeah. Yeah. And comes on saying both of y'all wanted to suck my D. I mean, we heard that a lot of stuff was going on with the boys on the show. Yeah. Pootie gets a chain. John gets a chain. And he dancing and laughing. John deserves it. Island Boy gets a chain. Landon gets a chain. Mo City leaves. Mo City calls out Pootie and Landon. Landon says, we see you kissing that boy. Mo tries to get at them, but security did. Like, that's the thing. When Mo City called them out, they didn't want to fight. Mo City feels some sort of way because he's like, he was only on 2 episodes. That wasn't cool. None of the OGs got chains. Ira got a chain on the show, but it wasn't until Ira came on the season that woke it up. It is what it is. I don't know if he was expecting Adonis. Did Adonis get it? I don't know if he was expecting Adonis to get a chain. But Prince did nothing. And Mo City only fought the Game Boy. So he didn't turn up for real, for real. If you really wanted a chain, you could have turned up for real, for real. That's how I feel about that. That's just really how I feel about that. Banger goes to sit down on the other side. Banger is hilarious. Mind you, Banger went out when Jada was in the ambulance and was mocking Jada in the ambulance. Banger goes to sit over to the other side where Czechoslovakia is and back gets something to say, y'all better move him. Y'all better move him right now. I mean, he might not sneak me. I was like, oh my God, like what? It's so crazy. So freaking crazy. Adonis has an eye patch on. Link says his life changed and says he has 3 jobs. He's not broke. Paris says I get along with everyone. That's why I didn't fight. Pootie neck is bleeding. Jada got 50K and Pootie got 50K. Banger runs with Jada's check. Then we get to the end where Landon throws a chair over the balcony and it lands on Banger's face. That's crazy whack. That's whack. Because the show is over now. And we call you out, fade after fade after fade, but you don't do nothing. You hide and you throw a chair over the balcony. That was corny. But it really doesn't matter because Landon and Pootie are on the next season. I don't know how long they stay on the next season or what goes on. If they made it to the next season because they was fighting each other or what was domestic violence, I don't know. But I thought that was really corny of Landon. Because Landon throws down. Like he's throw down. So it's like, I don't know. That just wasn't the move for me. But anyways, what did y'all thought about the freaking reunion? I thought it was amazing. I thought this was one of the best reunions ever. It really was. I can relate to the dudes. I can't relate to the chicks. So it was cool. Mo City was dope. Ain't nobody messing with him. Banger woke up the reunion. Shotty and Aaron versus freaking Lana and Pootie. We need to see that again. That was fire. Lynx versus Adonis and Landon. We need to see that again. That was fire. John fighting everybody. I understand it, bro. I understand it. Dig out both eyes next time. The reunion was fire. Let me know y'all thoughts. Let me know if y'all loved it. What would y'all rate the reunion? I will rate the reunion a 1 out of 10. I will rate the reunion a 9. All 3 parts together collectively was a 9. It was a 9 reunion. What would have made it a 10 is if Landon and Pootie fought, if Jada didn't leave in the hospital, and if Stace stayed all the way through. But other than that, the shit was live. Thank y'all for watching. Leave your comments, hit that like button, and deuces.